Welcome to this short tutorial about how to use vertebrates. When you open the app, you have a choice. You can browse through bones or browse through specimens. Let's try with specimens. Okay, here you can browse through the entire collection, go from page to page with the arrows down there. We have two kinds of filter, one which shows only complete specimens. This is because we have some skulls without post-cranial elements here and there. So if you check this, you get rid of those, and here they are back. The second filter works with the name of the specimen, the common name or the scientific name. If I'm looking for a dog, for instance, I just type dog. If I'm looking for a Canis lupus, I find my dog also. You can anytime go back to the main menu there, and you have up there a small menu bar with credits, partners and supports and everyone who worked on the app. You can switch language anytime you wish, and you can do this anywhere in the app. Here you can say which version you're with, and you can quit the app here. Now let's open a beautiful specimen from the Museum of Strasbourg, a hippo. So here you are in 3D space. Navigation is quite simple. With the left mouse button you do rotation, right mouse button pan, like this, and with the wheel of the mouse you can zoom in and out, and this works with tactile commands also. So you can select any bone here. When you select a bone with the left mouse button, you have its name on the right and the bone is highlighted there. You can select all parts too: spine, the left forelimb. You can make multiple selection. The default behavior is when you select something and select another thing, the previous one is deselected. If you want to make multiple selections, you click there, and now I can select multiple parts. Once something is selected, let's select the spine like this. You can either isolate it here, get back to the skeleton, or you can hide it like this and get back to the skeleton. Down there you have measure tools. Here you have possibility to make length measurements. Click anywhere on the skeleton twice, and there you have a measure. Each cone can be grabbed and can slide on any part of the skeleton there. You also have possibility to make angles measurement. Here you place this on the space of the screen and move the handles like this. You may sometimes lose some parts or the entire skeleton. Let's put this out of view, but nothing is really lost. Here you can frame it anytime there. This works also with a single bone. If I select the head and click on frame, now the head is framed. Each specimen has an info file that you can open right there. Click on the eye. So you have infos about the collection, about the species. You have infos also for each bone. Each bone has its own file. I click on the skull, and now I still have infos about the collection and about the specimen, but I have also infos about a skull in general and the skull of the hippopotamus in particular. And each file has two versions. I'll say one for the layman and an expert mode here, which is much more complex, and this is for researchers and students. You can anytime load another specimen without going back to the menu. Just click on that arrow there, and there you can have all the specimens, but the filters are still active. So I get rid of this, and now I have all the collection back. If I want to sift the incomplete specimens, I check here, and if I want to load, for instance, a gorilla, there I have it. And you can also load two specimens at the same time. You have to click there on compare. Let's find the hippo again there, and now I have two windows. Each window can work independently. Every tool that I showed you works. Selection like this, even the info file. You can make measurements like this and so on. But you can also link the two windows. You can really do comparative anatomy here. Here you have the evolutionary homologies. When I click here, the two specimens are now linked. If I click now on the skull, I have the equivalent that is highlighted on the other side. Let's look at the foreleg for the hippopotamus there, here, and you can also have multiple selection when you have the two specimen linked. See, like that. And of course, things are highlighted only when you have an equivalent on the other side. Here you can see that this finger is lost on the hippopotamus, so when I click here, I have nothing on the other side. Sometimes you don't have an idea of the relative scale of the specimens, so you can do this by clicking there. When you click there, when you do that, the larger one fills the window and the smaller one is scaled. Down there you have the last common group, which is the point of divergence between the gorilla and the hippopotamus. Each group has its own descriptive file, which can work on normal layman mode and expert mode. Now let me show you the segmentation module. You can see down there on the gorilla and on the hippopotamus, you have this icon. Let's go back to the menu. Here you can see some specimens have that icon, which means their skull can be segmented. Let's open a marmoset here. if I click here, there, I have some lines that appear on the skull there, and these lines are the borders of parts that I can select, and each one has its own info file there, and this module works with everything else in the app. Let's compare this one to the gorilla, for instance. Let's find the gorilla. There it is. Okay, to make it easier, I will isolate its head there. When I'm there, the module is not open. So if I click there to have my homologies, and I click on the skull, of course, on the other part I will have the skull highlighted. But if I open the module there, I will have only the parts highlighted. And this works also with skulls that are not segmented. To do that, let's open we have a features in the app. There I will isolate the head also, and there you just saw that. Now if I click on a part, it will select all the parts and all the skull here because the module wasn't open. Let's deselect that and open the module, and now if I click on a part, it's only a part of the skull of the features that is highlighted. Even though that one is not segmented, it's naturally segmented because it's not fused. And this works also when on the other side you have multiple parts. Here if I click on the temporal bone, okay, here it's one block and here it is 3 parts. Now that I showed you almost everything about the research mode by specimen, let's look at the research mode by bone. Here it's almost the same as the research by specimen, but here you only have individual bones, so you don't have the filter by complete specimens. It wouldn't make sense here, but you have one more filter by bone. So let's say, for instance, I'm looking for a femur, and there I have all the femurs in the app, and so now I can also filter by specimen, and I type dog, and there, let's open the dog's left femur. Everything works the same here. You can frame, you have info files, you can make measurements there, and you can also load another one. So my filters are still active. I'm still looking for a femur, but now I will look for a bear's femur. There. As before, each tool works independently in each window. There. And you can scale the 2 bones. As before, the larger one fills the window and the other one is scaled. Now let me show you the latest functionality of Vertebrates, which is the compared locomotion. When you scroll through the specimens, some have that little walking stick man. Only 5 primates so far, maybe more in the future. Let's open the gorilla again. There in this window you see you have that icon again, which allows you to open the animation module. Yeah, you can choose your animation, so I can switch from bipedal to quadrupedal. There. You can change the speed. Here is normal speed, here is half of the speed, and this is even slower. You can pause and find the frame you're interested in. Let's go back to the normal speed and see the loop functions. By default, the animation is looping. If I uncheck this, there, you play it and you have only one loop and it stops. Okay, let's go back to the loop mode. There, and you have 2 modes here, static and you have a static and not static. Oh, we have to change the translation here. So static mode means that the animation works just like on a treadmill. If you uncheck this, you lose your specimen, but nothing is really lost, and there you can frame it again. In the animation, anything works. Selection work, group selection works, multiple selection also. You can make measurements. Maybe you are interested in seeing which angle this one is, and you can also load another specimen. Let's find a human. Okay, so as before, everything works independently. Here I stop the animation, I can resume it there, and I can work with homologies on there. Let's find a bipedal walk, and maybe not so fast. There. And here, if I want, for instance, to compare the spines, I can isolate them and frame them, and then see the differences between the gorillas and the humans. So far we have animations for 5 specimens: a gorilla, a human, a chimpanzee, a baboon, and an orangutan. And I hope you will see some more pretty soon.